Henry Kramer 605 Chaser. Welcome to the show. We've got quite a few things to go over as we usually do. Right now, we just have one active severe thunderstorm warning. So that is great, just to have only one, anyhow. And that is in extreme areas of Texas, extreme southeastern portion of Texas. We'll show you that here real quick. So that is way down here at Matamoros, and San Benito. Uh, and this is probably going to expire here very shortly. If we look at the live radar, not looking that great right now. Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. More of a wind event down here, maybe a little bit of hail in there, penny size. Yep, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Not anything real huge, no tornadic activity this morning. That's great. But that does change quite significantly as we go throughout the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at our overall risks here for today. Welcome to the show, Moo's mother, Kathia Osho, 887. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So these are the overall risks today. We do have slight risk in areas of southwestern Kansas, eastern Colorado, northern Texas, and western and central parts of Oklahoma. We even have areas of central part of Texas down by the just southwest of Fort Worth area. Austin, this includes Austin, and Fort Davis over in areas of New Mexico. Carlsbad, just south of Carlsbad, actually. Do expect some severe weather there as well. What does the tornado threat look like for today? That is more isolated to southwestern Kansas, and we'll do some rundowns here and show you kind of what we're expecting on the timing here in a little bit. The 5% risk is isolated to Dodge City, Tribune area, over in areas of extreme eastern Colorado, southeastern Colorado, and western portions of Oklahoma. And the timing on that is going to be very critical. There could be some impacts later today, but the main threat is later in the day. Thanks for the follow, Lena. The main threat is going to be later in the day for some significant wind threat. We'll show you that here shortly. Areas of Georgia, we aren't expecting any huge ramped up things. However, you guys are in a marginal risk, and we'll show you that in a rundown. We'll cover the deep south here as well. So stick around. If you haven't followed, go ahead and do a follow. We appreciate that very much. The wind threat. Here's the overall wind threat for today, and this was updated at 7:40 this morning. Let's kind of show that a little bit greater detail so that you can kind of see what areas. This is the overall risk for Kansas, the tornado risk. You can see it outlined there with the 5 to 9%, that brown area. Here's the severe wind risk. And we'll go through the timing of this with radar omega information here. All right, and then that is the severe hail risk. We're only going over to the details for today because we do expect a quiet pattern to shape up as we go into later this week. The difference is North Carolina and South Carolina as we get into day 3, which ends up being into your Friday and Saturday. North Carolina could see some ramp up of some severe weather and then more of a quiet pattern before we start seeing things ramp up, maybe possibly into the northern plains. We'll see. So here's a Colorado risk, severe slight risk, 2 out of 5. And then the tornado risk, again, for areas of Colorado, 2 to 4%. And then you can see a very small portion over just east of Lamar and Springfield, Colorado, expecting that 5 to 9%. Severe wind threat, that does encompass Lyman, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, La Huenta, Trinidad, And Burlington for the hail risk. Again, you can see the hatched area right there. We do have a significant hail threat for some of these areas in eastern part of Colorado as well. Here's the significant threat for, or I should say, slight threat for areas of Oklahoma. As you can see, it encompasses Ponca City, Enid. Oklahoma City is in the marginal part. But you never know. Things could get expanded. They were expanded from 12:30 this morning to 7:40 this morning update. So you never know. Again, the tornado threat is mainly western portions of Oklahoma, western portions of Kansas, southwestern portions of Kansas, and then extreme eastern portions of Colorado. We also have that severe wind threat, and the severe hail threat is expected for the western part of Oklahoma as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Texas. Here are some areas. I see El Nino de Oro, asking about Shepherd, Texas. We'll take a look at that. If you can find your main area, like close cities that you're close to, you should be able to pinpoint that area. So your slight risk is in the yellow. That's the 2 out of 5. Here is the tornado risk. Really low, not zero, it's 2 to 4%. So there could be some brief spin ups. We'll have to take a look at Radar Omega and give you. Hi, Claire. Thank you. Nice, nice to see you again, and thanks for joining. Appreciate it. All right, severe wind outlook Wednesday, May 28th. As you can see, Waco, Austin area. Severe hail threat, not as significant as it is up in southwestern Kansas and western Oklahoma, eastern Colorado. Again, I think that main area of threat is going to be isolated to those areas. And then, as I was discussing, we're going a little bit further ahead, but this is the next major severe weather expected. This would be for May 31st, okay? 30th and 31st. We expect Durham, Raleigh, Chappelle, Charlotte, Fayetteville, and then into areas of South Carolina as well, that 2 out of 5 risk. We'll have to see what they update for tomorrow. If you're not following already, make sure that you do follow because we do these daily lives, weather permitting. We do these daily lives so that we can get you guys the updated information from SPC. Obviously, you could go to spc.noaa.gov and find it yourself, but on this platform, we just want to make sure that you guys are weather aware as well. All right, Wallace, North Carolina, we'll take a look at that possibly. I can't guarantee anything, Claire. We're going to have to see how it plays out with regards to this live. I do have a meeting with some VPs today again, so may have to cut it short. We'll have to see. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the HRRR weather model and pull that up here. 1 second. There we go. All right, we just have special weather statements, and again, just a live look at the radar here. Not seeing a whole lot. Again, one severe thunderstorm warning, and that's way down here into the tip of Texas. The rest of them are special weather statements, and they're dying out as the day progresses, and they try to ramp up a little bit later. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar estimates here. All right, so I'm going to try and zoom into some of your areas as much as possible. Georgia, let me go ahead and get you first, and then Shepherd, Texas. Appreciate it if you guys are staying on here. I appreciate it so much. All right, so this weather map did go through an update, as it usually does right around 8 a.m. So I'm just going to go through another scan here that was updated at 7 a.m. Don't see anything real huge expected for today in areas of Atlanta. Again, mainly in areas of Georgia is going to be the marginal risk for much of the day. And that could be penny size hail, maybe a few wind gusts 40 to 50 mile an hour. Not expect there is less than 2% risk for tornadic tornado activity in areas of Georgia. So just be mindful of that. So that covers Georgia. Let's go ahead and Andrew the Wiz, Austin, Texas here. Those storms past 2 days were photogenic. Like, yeah, I seen some stuff from friends with Texas storm chasers, some crazy lightning that has been going on in Texas for sure. Wish I would have been able to be down there, but unfortunately stuck here in the studio, and that's all right though. These are estimates that I'm going through right now. Hi, hey, it's Megan. These are estimates that I'm going through right now. Great question. So this is an estimate for Jackson, Mississippi area. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is at 7 p.m. We're expecting some storms to kind of show up in the southern portion of Mississippi. And again, there is a marginal risk for severe weather. However, this, in my opinion, they may end up upgrading this later this afternoon or at this morning around 11:30. I would suspect if I was them, they would probably be upgrading maybe this area to a slight risk. I don't work for the SPC and I'm not a meteorologist, but if it was me, that's what I would do. Um, this area, I would be staying on alert today for a slight risk instead of just a marginal risk. We'll see how that goes. These weather models do change quite a bit, so you never know. So stay weather aware if you're in the southern portion of Jackson. Just based on this scan, it looks like it's going to be sometime in the late afternoon, early evening time frame. There's a few brief possibilities of some isolated hail spots here in areas of Louisiana as well. This is a look at 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You can see that there. Foley, Alabama. Let's go ahead and take a look at Alabama. Doesn't look that impressive at this point. There's some areas way south over by Enterprise and Ozark and Dothan, but doesn't you're in that marginal risk. So stay weather aware today, but you're not even in a you're less than 2% risk for tornadic activity. So there are some there are some indications that some heavy torrential rain every once in a while could come through, and we'll show that here in a little bit. Yet you're in northeastern. Oh, if you're in northeastern Alabama, you're general thunderstorms, so you're good to go. General thunderstorms. Obviously, you got some stuff up in Guntersville. You got flood warning going on, but you're thankfully going to be starting to dry out. All right, White Egg 56. Overall look, areas of Wisconsin, general thunderstorms expected today. Not a whole lot going on in Wisconsin. Kind of skipping around here, folks, and I apologize. As you can see, nothing real intense. Usually, when you look at the radar and you see some this radar estimate, and you see the deeper shades of red, uh, that's indicating some heavier bands of rain. Once you get into like the purples and things like that, that can indicate sometimes of some hail possibilities, some pretty intense storms. But again, Wisconsin, nothing expected in northern Wisconsin area today as far as severe weather goes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Shepherd, Texas. All right, you're in a marginal risk for today. I do see a few possibilities of some storms making their way over in the early afternoon hours, about 2 p.m., but this doesn't look too impressive. Maybe Missyup just to the north, but again, this is radar estimates. Just to the west of you over in College Station area, you do see some storms. That's in that slight risk. Again, not expecting a whole lot, but there could be a few cells that kind of go rogue on you. So stay weather aware if you're in Shepherd, Texas today. Austin, Texas, you guys are in the area of slight risk for today. Houston. Yes, there are storms right now, but those are special weather statements. They are not anything huge. And the reason why I say they're not that huge, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. From a storm chaser standpoint or significant risk, there isn't really a significant risk at this point. Yeah, there's a lot of rain, that's for sure. Let me kind of show you that on live radar here. Yep, there's a lot of rain, a lot of wind, but again, it's marginally severe. Uh, and I don't mean to discount the severity of it, but it isn't a severe thunderstorm warning. These are going to continue throughout the day, off and on. There is a cell here just to the southwest of College Station, over by Somerville, that I'm kind of watching for this morning. That could start intensifying a little bit more. We'll have to see how that plays out while we do this live. We'll continue to watch that. It's a rogue cell on its own. It's right now just a special weather statement that was issued, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-inch hail. So, in my opinion, that's very close to being a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll have to see, and that could impact areas of Milliken, Navasota, Texas. We'll have to see. New Orleans area. We'll take a look at radar estimates with New Orleans. Again, if you're just joining us, I appreciate the follows. I appreciate those so much. New Orleans area, expecting a lot of rain in your area, starting sometime around 3 p.m. and continuing through much of the evening off and on. Well, as you can see, that's a look at 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Still have a lot of heavy rain there, maybe even a possibility of a few isolated spots of hail as well. So just stay weather aware. Katy, Texas, I'm assuming. Tune Tattooed, the area of that you're asking about for areas of North Carolina, we're not expecting that until we get into Friday and Saturday. Oh, I'll take a look at that Kansas storm chasing. Hey, I appreciate you being on here, Tim. Let's go to do a salad for one of our awesome storm chasers, Tim Betts. Kansas storm chasers. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that because Kansas area is pretty significant risk today. All right, so the timing of it, Dodge City, it might end up being a little late in the day based on this latest scan. So I'd be liberal about 6 p.m. Then it starts getting dicey as you start getting pretty dark. 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Montezuma area. Let me look at the STP. That's a significant tornado threat or significant tornado parameters. And it looks like sublet. Jill and Slinky. Hey, hi. All right, Cimarron. So it looks like 7 p.m. So anytime after 5 p.m. in my opinion, Tim. Anytime after 5 p.m. is probably going to be the time frame. So we'll see. It might not even be worth it. I'm not sure. If there was going to be a risk in Kansas, it would be in that area today. Might be a good one. If anything, you're going to get some major. Yeah, that'd be a long ways to go. So, and and then you get a bust, and dude, that would suck. You live in that area? Goodness. Well, you're going to definitely want to stay weather aware. So we're looking at right now radar estimates with HRRR. The Whoa, hello. I'm guessing my son is messing with stuff because I did not put that on there. All right, so this is a significant tornado parameters. It doesn't mean there's a significant tornado going to hit. It just means these are parameters and numbers that help us understand where that potential risk is. So if we look at these numbers, 1 second, shut that off here. We see a 2, 2 to 3. Those numbers to me say if I was going to go chasing, I would want to go in that area. Again, this could end up change and will likely change, but it just tells us as a storm chasing standpoint where we would want to kind of position ourselves somewhat. Again, a disclaimer, I don't recommend you storm chasing if you're a newbie. Make sure that you have lots of weather knowledge and you take a professional with you before trying to do these things on your own. All right, so that's Kansas. Let's see, what is Mount Airy, North Carolina? Again, North Carolina area, you're expected to be for Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, so I don't have a weather model available right now that I could trust enough to go out that far. All right. Anything by Pearland? Hey, Kim. Pearland, Texas. I could take a look at that. Right now, we just have those special weather statements. Nothing real huge. 40-mile-an-hour winds, pea-size hail, moving north at 10. So moving very slow. So you could end up having some light flooding. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a possibility for some cool stuff as far as hail. I think the hail threat in areas of Kansas is going to be pretty significant today, and maybe some DVD size hail. When they started saying DVD size, it's like, holy cow, really? All right, let me go ahead and take a look at Pearland, Texas area. This is a radar estimate for Pearland, Texas area. Again, we're going to expect some more showers. Obviously, you got some today or going on right now, but you're expecting more to kind of continue through the noon hour. And then once you get to, about 4 o'clock, you get a little bit of a break before we expect to see that ramp up a little bit more again. And then you're going to start seeing some drier weather patterns, folks. That's going to be the nice thing for most of you. Yeah, a lot of loud thunder, I'm sure. It's definitely League City. Jennifer, League City, can you please put I'm assuming you're referring to Texas, but Illinois is not supposed to expect any severe weather today. And actually, Illinois, you're not even in any general thunderstorms for today. So you're good. Going to dry out for a little bit. Southeast Houston. Okay. Well, Southeast Houston right now, you're having some fun. Not really, but let me go to live radar here. All right, so these areas are special weather statements, lots of rain. There we go. League City. There you go. Yep, you're right on top of it. But these are just special weather statements of 40-mile-an-hour winds, pea-size hail moving north at 10. You're going to continue to have some of those redevelop, but nothing real significant expected. Let me kind of show you the risks for today for that area. Marginal severe weather. So you're going to likely stay. So Jennifer, just to answer your question, you're likely going to, yeah, going to last pretty much all day, at least the daytime hours. I could go to a weather model here. NAM 3K was updated at 2 a.m. Let me see if I could get one. HRRR was updated at 8 a.m. Might have a full scan through here. Let's see. Thankfully, it looks like by the time you get done with 2 o'clock, actually, that Houston area, by the time you get done with 2 o'clock, you should be okay. Everything will have moved on out of your area. So hopefully that answers your question. And let's see, Woodland, Texas, just north. All right, Woodland, Texas. You guys are dealing with a major, some flooding there for sure. Oh, you guys are going to be just in that area of Texas. You're going to be in the general thunderstorms. So some light rain showers, nothing real huge. Thankfully, going to be able to dry out some and get rid of, hopefully, get rid of some of these flood advisories. Don't expect the flood advisory to continue. Local friends Kim and Jennifer. Hey, well, Baytown, Texas. You're welcome, Cassie. All right. Again, if you're just joining, please be sure to do a solid and do a follow. Appreciate it. Baytown, Texas. Not expecting anything huge there. Again, marginally severe area outlined by the Storm Prediction Center today. So that would be possibility of some penny-size hail, some 40 to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but nothing significant expected in that area of Texas. All right, let's go ahead and let's kind of show the dry weather pattern that's expected here. Let me switch gears just a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that from the CPC here, Climate Prediction Center. All right, so we're expecting some much needed rain in the northern plains over the next 6 to 10 days. Salt Lake City, Utah area, expecting some significant rainfall there as well. And things are going to start drying out over the next 6 to 10 days. Of course, that is, short term. North Carolina area, you're expecting Friday, Saturday could have some stormy weather for North Carolina and South Carolina. And then as you get into day 8 to 14, again, we're expecting into areas of Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We're going to start seeing more of that above average type of precip.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at that here 1 second. Oh, this is way down into southeast portion of Texas, pretty much getting into parts of close to parts of Mexico. So, oh, actually, I need to update that. So this storm which prompted the warning has weakened. So I apologize. It's saying, so anytime an update comes through, unfortunately, I haven't fixed that bug with my alerts yet. I do need to still update that. So right now, there actually are no severe thunderstorm warnings. That Willacy County, Texas one is expected to expire here. So that'll go away here shortly. So again, lots of precip in the northern section expected over the next 6 to 10 days. Let's take a look at those temperatures. We're expecting that to really ramp up as well. Look at that over the 6 to 10. Wisconsin, much of the U.S. in the central and northern part of the U.S. is expecting above normal temperatures, while western part of the U.S. is expecting below normal temperatures. As we get into the 8 to 14-day outlook, we're expecting to see that shift eastward, and areas of Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, all going to be in more of a moderate risk for below normal temperatures. Not too shabby though. Just for fun, let's take a look if there's anybody expecting. No, there's not. Let's take a look at the drought, where we got things going on for droughts. We still have areas of Nebraska that are in an extreme drought. And much of these areas, I know Texas, you guys, Austin, San Antonio, you still need a lot of rain. Hopefully, you're going to get some of that today. Just don't need all of it at once. What do we got going on here? Kim, I'm not sure about the Sahara dust. I wish I knew a little bit more on that weather front, but I'm not going to dabble with that because I'm not an expert on that one. I don't know who this Tiskar Elec is, the ticker symbol going to $75. I don't know what you're talking about, but it might be a bot, folks. All right, I am going to let you guys go. That is the latest information that we have from the 605 Chaser Studios. Um, I'm going to be working my full-time job. Oh, Calhoun, Georgia. Let me go ahead and switch that, and then I'll get to Calhoun, Georgia area. Don't feed into whatever this Tiskar is saying with this Elec is the ticker symbol going $75 thing. Don't go into that. All right. So areas of Georgia. Not expecting anything other than marginally severe in areas of Georgia. Again, that could be really late in the day into more tomorrow as it makes its way over to Charlotte and South Carolina, the storms that are expected as we get into Friday. That is all we have. I'm going to let you guys go. God bless. Stay safe. And I got a meeting that I got to meet with a VP. So I appreciate you all following. If you have not followed already, go ahead and make sure that you do follow. And appreciate any shares that you have given. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Again, as you can see up at the top, no active tornado warnings and no active severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're good right now. Expect western portions, just a quick brief, expect western portions of Kansas, western portions of Oklahoma, as well as extreme eastern portions of Colorado to see the most significant weather today. That includes possibility for tornadoes, significant hail, possibility of DVD size hail, and lots of rain. Oh, that's one thing I did not show you guys. The rain threat. That is pretty significant in areas of Kansas. Let me show you that real quick and then I got to go. All right, so this is for today. We do have that marginal risk for today for the excessive rainfall. And there's even areas of Houston that are expecting lots and lots of rain here today, lots of moisture down there. All right, this is what I was kind of trying to show. We are seeing possibility Bay City, Lake Jackson area could see up to 2 inches of rainfall over today. And here is the biggest area of concern. This would be western portion of Oklahoma over by Laverne and Buffalo area could see 3+ inches of rainfall today if the with these embedded storms. Burton, areas of Kansas, Sylvia, St. John, over into Dodge City, 2 to 2.5 inches of rainfall expected. Day two for a daily outlook. That shifts over into some very spotty areas of isolated 1 to 2 inches of rainfall spots. And then day three, as we get into that, you could certainly see expecting pretty scattered and less of a risk for that precip. Going to kind of dry things out quite a bit. Yes, Wichita area. Yes, Lisa is a writer. Yes, you guys are under the risk for severe weather today. We go to that day one here. Wichita, you are under a 2 out of 5 risk. And Wichita area, you're in risk for the tornado risk. That is a 2% risk. Not expecting um, that to ramp up until later this afternoon. But stay weather aware, stay on your toes, know your safe place where you need to go. God bless. Stay safe, everybody. Again, this is the latest update from the SPC. Dodge City is the one of the areas. Garden City, Syracuse, which would be in the areas of Kansas, Hugoton, Woodward. This would be areas of Oklahoma. You guys are also under the gun for a 5% tornado risk. And again, that is expected later this afternoon if things can ramp up. I will not be live later today for storm coverage. I do have to work my full-time job, so stay weather aware. And again, use factual resources like weather.gov, spc.noaa.gov. Those are some areas that are very reliable. I'll show you that here. spc.noaa.gov. That's the Storm Prediction Center. Use these resources as well as uh, your local forecasters, local weather forecasters through your news stations. Also, weather.gov. If you go to weather.gov and you go to weather.gov, you click on a map, look at that. You can see all of this information. Again, folks, I don't, if you guys follow me, that's great. But I want to just give you guys as much information as possible. That's what it's about, keeping you guys safe. So you can look at a live radar and play around with that, something that you don't have to even pay for. It's not it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that some of the other apps do, but it still gets the job done. All right, person with the letter J, Houston, you guys. Right now, you guys do have a special weather statement, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. The storm is nearly stationary, so there is a possibility in the Houston area that you could have some localized flooding happening right now. But again, expect that by the time we get to 2 o'clock, things will die out, even in Pearland, Sugarland area. So stay weather aware. Let's take a look at the live radar for that Houston storm, just so you guys can see that here real quick. And then I got to go. As you can see, it's making its way northward. We got more of these showers and non-severe storms down to the south, and that moisture is going to continue kicking up. I mean, you've got possible tornadoes. Kim, where are you talking about? Are you talking about in New Mexico area? Sorry, I had a delay in that. Oh, no. No, not in Pearland. Not expecting any tornadoes in Pearland. Great question, though. Pasadena, Texas. Again, you guys have that marginally severe risk for today, 40-mile-an-hour winds and pea-sized hail. It's moving very slowly. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. So that's the main threat in that area today is just these marginal severe localized flooding possible. And the main reason, look at 76-degree dew points in Sugar Land, 75-degree dew point in Houston area, League City, all those areas, Friendswood, you got 72 degrees already. Lots of moisture being brought in from the Gulf. You can actually look at it right here. This is all coming towards your Houston area, and it's just going to continue to barrel down on you for the rest of the morning hours and the early afternoon. But again, by the time 2 o'clock gets around, you guys should finally start drying out in areas of eastern Texas. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. God bless, stay safe, and as always, be sure you